events and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Comcast Newsmakers is in Tallahassee during these series of shows talking about children's issues. Representative Alan Williams from District 8 in Tallahassee is our guest this hour. And you know, it's good to have you here, Representative.
Glad to
You're
be
the
here.
only legislator who actually drives home every night from the session, right? Everybody else has to fly in.
A 7-minute commute, that's what I call it.
So you're there taking care of chores while committees are meeting.
Exactly. No, it's a blessing, and sometimes it's a labor of love because you know, you have to make sure that you take care of all the things you have to take care of when you're home, whether it's washing dishes or folding clothes or whatever the case may be. But then at the same time, I get to sleep in my own bed every night, and so get some peace of mind there.
Well, the other thing is you're also on the University and Private College Committee here at the state capitol. A lot of activity taking place as far as education is concerned. A few things coming out of that committee.
No, you know, some of the things that we're looking at this year is, one in particular is the dental school. Right now, we had a recent study by the Pew Center out of Washington, D.C. that said that Floridians, as far as access to dental care, we get a grade in the F.
Really?
And so, and the reason they said that is because the access is so poor around the state, whether it's down in South Florida or whether it's over in Immokalee or up here in Tallahassee or in Jacksonville. The access to dental care is so bad. So what I did, I filed a bill this session that will hopefully give us the ability to open up another dental school at Florida A&M University here in Tallahassee, and that will have the opportunity to give us more dentists here in the state of Florida, especially in our underrepresented areas.
You're talking about medical schools every now and then at different major universities, but dental schools, you don't hear about that many opening up. You're right. You
don't. And so, I mean, and the Pew study just, it underscored why it's so important that we have some well-trained dentists here. And I'm proud to have the Florida Dental Association and others supporting this measure.
Great. There's also a class size issue going on right now that you're in the forefront of.
It is. You know, years ago, the voters said, we want better schools. And the only way we get better schools, they thought then, was to reduce the size of the class. If we reduce the size of the class, then teachers had a fair chance at really educating a smaller group of students and really getting that extra individualized attention that all of our students need. And so now, you know, this year in this session, they've come back with some amendments or changes to that to tweak it. And you know, I said, look, if the voters wanted that change, they would have offered that up, or they would have said, we want those changes back then. We know that the gains that we've had in our educational system have been directly linked to the class size amendment years ago. And so anything to tinker with that or kind of bother with that system, I'm not in favor of. And I think as a parent, you know, I want the class sizes, if nothing else, to be reduced further. Because I want that individualized attention. The only way we're going to catch up with China and India is to make sure our children have the best education system possible.
When you take a look at class size, that means additional money for teachers. And this seems to be a poor time asking for additional money, right? No,
it is. And you know what's so interesting about all of the discussion going on this session, I call this our education session. Because at no other point in our history, in the recent history, have we discussed so many important matters relating to education, K-12. And so obviously it's important enough for us to focus almost a whole session on education issues. And so I'm hoping that folks around the state will hear the call and make sure that they get involved in their own schools, whether it's a parent, the PTA, or it's a student doing more that he or she can do in their classroom.
All right, well, thanks so much, Representative Alan Williams from District 8, our guest this hour on Comcast Newsmakers, as we come to you from Tallahassee at the courtyard of the state capitol. I'm Spiro Kemp. Thanks for joining us.